Hi, welcome back to my quick fix videos. Today is one that's near and dear to my heart. If you are suffering from sciatica pain, whether it's moving down your leg or maybe it's just some deep like hip pain, like right there at your sit bone and you can't even hardly sit, this one's for you. So I'll give you a couple different options. Sometimes people have a hard time getting up and down off the floor if they're in a lot of pain. So there's a chair and a pillow, which I'll show both variations. The first one we're going to do obviously is going to be the nerve glide, and you can do those either lying down or sitting. So I'm going to show them both of those variations. First, I'll start with the lying down position. So if you're able to come down to the floor, you can even do this in bed. I would do both legs, even if you're just having pain down one side or the other. I have had sciatic pain in both of my legs, and hip. So yes, I completely understand this one. So I do these every day, regardless. You want to do about 10 to 12 on each side, and all you're doing is bending and straightening the knee. You don't have to worry about the foot flexing. If you do flex the foot, it could increase some sensations down the leg. And if that happens for you, just let the foot stay relaxed. If you're not having that sensation, you could also adding in that foot flex at the top. So again, 10 to 12, and then you would just simply switch to the other side. I'm going to go ahead and go on to the chair for the next side, but if you're staying lying down, go ahead and repeat that on the other side. But if you're not able to lie down, then I always have a pillow like behind me to support my spine because yes, you can get lower back tightness and pain too when you're having sciatic symptoms. So then you would just do the same thing except you're sitting. And you want to try to maintain this nice tall posture. Same thing, 10 to 12. And if you want to add that foot flexing, you can, but completely optional. Okay, and then the next one I'm going to show you is going to be the figure four. I'll start here and then I'll go to the floor. Again, same movement. We're just focus is going to be stretching out the glutes. A lot of times the pain is right around that piriformis muscle that is in the glute, especially if it gets really tight. So if you're sitting, you're just going to cross one leg over. The stretch would just mean instead of you pulling your knees into your chest and you're sitting, you're just going to be hinging forward. Go really slow with this one because sometimes you can go too far too fast and then create more symptoms. What we're trying to do is reduce the symptoms and pull them up out of the legs and into the buttocks and more towards the lumbar spine and the sacrum because that's where the nerve root lives. And we don't want that traveling down those legs. So you want to hold this 3, 4, 5 breaths, and then you'll switch sides. I'm going to go down onto the floor to do the other side so you can get a visual on this one. So this one is you can stay here. If you need more, then you would absolutely just pick that leg up. You can also prop under that foot if you want to put a yoga block or a pillow underneath of it. And again, it's just, we're trying to alleviate any sort of symptoms here. On the floor, it's kind of nice as you can also add a little bit of rocking here, which will give you that massage on the low back. So you could do that if that feels good. But we're just trying to get out of pain here. And then again, 3 to 4 breaths, and then you can go ahead and release it. So the next thing I like to do for myself is I always think about like strengthening, like I want to strengthen these muscles back here, particularly the hamstrings and the glutes. I usually do a couple of bridges just to kind of get that strengthening going. So I might do like, a set of 10, 5 to 10, depending on how much pain I'm experiencing. My bridge might be very small, right? Depending. If you have less pain, you might be able to get a little higher up into your bridge. You might even be at the point where you won't even be able to do a bridge, right? And that's okay too. Just do what you can. Maybe just some pelvic tilts, right? Just to move the spine a little bit, just to kind of relax the tension in the low back. You can also go to my tight low back video, which will also show you a lot of different exercises to work on releasing tension in the back. Those 3 exercises, I would say prioritize those while you're in pain. If you want to add on, the only other one that I would recommend, but maybe if you're not comfortable with it starting out, you could add it in later, is to do a prone position press up. I used to do those PT, like had me doing these when I was having a lot of pain. Starting out just with maybe just starting with leg lifts. We'll alternate the leg lifts, and then you can add like little baby press ups or little baby cobra pose. And what this does is, again, it just helps to kind of push that nerve pain back into here instead of it being down the leg. And you can start out really slow, maybe just doing a set of 5, resting, and then maybe do another set of 5, and then just working your way up to maybe about 10 to 15 repetitions. And doing those things on a regular basis should help you get yourself out of that really like urgent pain mode. And then you can start to work on building up the strength and releasing the tension, because when we do have nerve pain, it does lock down these nerves. They go guarded and you start having a lot of tightness and difficulty moving, especially around this low back region. It also shuts muscles down. Like I had my outer glutes were just totally turned off, and I had to basically rework them by doing single leg bridges to get one side to go equal with the other side. So I understand what you're going through, and if you need anything, you can reach out to me, send me a message on YouTube, and ask any questions. I'd be happy to help. Good luck. I hope you feel better. And if you want to catch that low back video, that would be really good to kind of move into after doing this one, and when you're starting to feel a little bit better, to release that tightness in your back. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.